Today, we're going to be doing a new look Houston Texans rebuild here in Madden 26. The Texans are coming off a very disappointing loss in the playoffs when they definitely had a team that could have made it all the way to the Super Bowl. So our job today is to try to make that happen with this very talented Texans defense, and what we have on offense should be enough as well. But before we get into today's video, YouTube does tell me about 83% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in that, want to change that, that'd be greatly appreciated. So of course, I really don't need to, beat what happened last year. I'm trying to find the right wording for it, but basically we all know how the Texans season ended last year. CJ Stroud was just a shell of himself and just did not look good at all in those playoffs, and unfortunately he hasn't really been able to recapture the magic that was his rookie season. So hopefully Stroud, maybe with his new haircut, can do that. We'll see. Of course, they bring in David Montgomery as well. Joe Mixon didn't play at all last year. He's out. He's not even on a team, I don't believe, right now. Of course, they'll have Nico Collins. There's been some trade rumors about him, but obviously not anymore. Tank Dell, Schultz, Braden Smith was one of their additions at right tackle. They drafted Rutledge at round 1. So with this first season, as usual, I'm going to leave things the way they are. Just kind of see what Madden thinks of this team as it sits right now. Using DeMeco Ryans playbooks on both sides. Schemes will remain the same as well. I just want to see how this team is going to do and how Madden believes this Texans team will be. So without further ado, of course, the roster I use is always listed down in the description below. But let's go ahead and get into the regular season, and let's see if this team makes the playoffs in year 1, or does Madden find them to be disappointing in this first season. We shall see. And at the end of year 1, man, was it a disappointment. This team finishes up at 5-12. Obviously not what you'd want to see. And I don't imagine that this Texans team would ever be that bad. That's actually really annoying and unfortunate. But that is the beauty of the Madden sim. You really never know what you're going to get, do you? So let's go ahead and take a look at the player stats. So offensively, 31st in the NFL. Not good at all. So immediately, playbook changes are coming. Defensively, we're middle of the pack. But yeah, 22 and 12 from Stroud. You had 6 touchdowns, 1,100 yards from Montgomery. Solid season there. Higgins, Nico. I mean, yeah, not a lot of receiving yards go around, so not very good there either. And then sacks, you had, like 10 from Sheldon Rankins. Will Anderson with only 7.5, and Daniil Hunter only 4.5. Boo. Oh my gosh, this was horrible. And they did get some interception, which is good. Petrie had 1, Lasser had 1. 4 from Stingley, 4 from Kalen Bullock. Obviously one of the more talented secondaries, but man. And of course they added Reed Blankenship as well, but man, yeah, not a good season at all. Just really nothing to be happy with at all with that simulation. I'm not really surprised. Like I said, Madden's, you just never know what you're going to get, but that is far and away from what I would expect this Texans team to be. They are definitely at least a playoff team. Now we only have negative 31 million in cap space apparently as well. TJ Watt and the Steelers went on to win the Super Bowl. He gets Super Bowl MVP. Stafford's your MVP. McVay is your coach of the year. Puka Nacua, Jalen Walker, and then your rookies of the year, Bernard and Ruben Bain. Of course, Steelers just had a damn good season. They get offensive rookie of the year and the Super Bowl MVP to TJ Watt, so that's good for them. But okay, negative 31 million. That's going to be tough to deal with. So let's see who is all a free agent. So we have Tank Dell, Henry, Tommy Togai, Xavier Hutchinson, Mapu, Ingram, Jake Andrews. Unfortunately, there is some guys I'd like to bring back, but with with our money the way it is, I think we're probably gonna have to lose everybody here. So yeah, I don't think there's any escaping that. So we have a negative $32 million to deal with. So yeah, obviously, if this team is that much in the dumps and cap situation, then you would expect this team to be much better in the sim, and they just were not. So that's fine. We do have like Higgins and of course Noel to step up with Tank Dell gone. Our left tackle, Essery, Teller, Rutledge, Ingram, Braden Smith, Schultz, and Max Klein. Man, I'm just so disappointed with that first season. But let's see how easy it would be to maybe create some cap. I don't even know if it would be. Let's see if there's anybody that stands out as like an easy release or anything. So, Daniil Hunter, obviously $30 million. Nico Collins, CJ Stroud, Schultz, like all of the top guys that, yeah, I'm not getting rid of. Sheldon Rankins, David Montgomery, Wyatt Teller. I'm going to say it right now, I think this roster, this is the first time I've ever known. I think Braden Smith only signed a 2-year deal, so that's kind of interesting. I don't know what's going on there. But Stroud's in the last year of his deal as well, so obviously we have to pay him soon. So that's going to be tough to figure out, but we could restructure a bunch of guys, but I just don't know if that makes the most sense. But yeah, you're probably going to run into a problem eventually if you're the Texans. So I do think we may have to consider a trade here, and it might have to be with Daniil Hunter. We might have to trade Danielle Hunter, unfortunately, because we do have to create some money. We have to pay Stroud next year as well. We should be able to get something pretty good for Danielle Hunter. Now, obviously, he's coming off a disappointing season. Everyone is at this point. So as much as I don't really want to do it, I really don't see how there is a way. I mean, I could restructure everybody and then I dig myself in a hole. I don't know. I think our best thing to do is just trade Danielle Hunter, get something really good for him while he's at the peak of his value, even though I don't really want to do it. Try to replace him in the draft. Obviously, we're not trading the other one, Will Anderson. So, yeah, I think that's where we start. Other than restructuring guys, I think I'm going to start with the Danielle Hunter trade. So we're not digging ourselves a big hole if we just restructure everybody. So using the trade finder, my favorite trade of them all is definitely this one with the Jets, where we're getting a first round pick and Kenyon Sadiq. I don't really know if the Jets would really do this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this trade. Not the most realistic trade in the world, obviously, but Danielle Hunter for Sadiq in that first in this draft, I think we'd walk away pretty good. So I think we do this. I hate to do this to Danielle Hunter, but at the end of the day, we also released Dalton Schultz, by the way, because I still need to free up more money by even trading Danielle Hunter away. So he is headed to the Jets, which again, I hate to do, but we bring in Sadiq to be that new tight end, which I feel pretty good about. So that gives CJ Stroud another weapon. Offensive line's just going to have to get by. We'll probably still address offensive line in the draft, obviously. And then we'll clearly need a new edge rusher after replacing or trading away Danielle Hunter. So somewhere in the draft, we'll take care of that. Other than that, the secondary looks amazing, so I won't worry about that. Interior defensive line is just going to have to get by. Gonna have to take a linebacker somewhere in the draft as well. EJ Speed's gonna have to play a little bit more. Obviously, we still have Azeez Al-Shaair. So, okay, really can't do anything in the draft, or in free agency, I should say. So let's go ahead and get into the draft and try to replace edge rusher in the worst way possible with Danielle Hunter gone now. Didn't really want to have to do that, but we did, unfortunately. And we'll see what we can do in this draft. So thankfully, we do have a very high draft pick here, and it only makes sense to replace Danielle Hunter with Dylan Stewart. If we're going to trade an elite edge rusher such as Danielle Hunter, Dylan Stewart makes a ton of sense to replace him, so that is where we're going to go with this first pick. 5 in true value, got him at 7. It made a ton of sense to just go ahead and save some money, and we get Dylan Stewart out of this draft, which feels like a great start. But of course, we will also be picking at 25, so we're not done just yet. Offensive line can make a ton of sense here. I mean, we really could go in any way we want to, but definitely considering offensive line, if there's one available that makes sense. Definitely don't need secondary, so we won't be doing that. I'm not going to go tight end. We just obviously could take another edge rusher, but won't do that either. Could take a linebacker, because obviously we do need a linebacker, but D tackle I wouldn't hate either. What offensive lineman do we have left, though? Let's see. Is there any good ones to go for? So Josiah Thompson. Yeah, I think addressing the trenches, Stroud has always had not that greatest offensive line. So Josiah Thompson is going to be my pick here to continue to build this offensive line. So Hayden Dev, left tackle, welcome to the Texans. And of course, I did say I wanted to draft a linebacker with us losing some of them, such as Henry Toto and all that. So Quay Rousseau is going to be my pick here. Adding him next to Azeez Al-Shaair. 100 in true value, got him at 39, but he was elite speed, and he's also going to be hidden dev. So still happy with the pick regardless. Unfortunately, the value doesn't show as good, but I still think he'll be a quality starter for us. And then last but not least, I'm going to be taking James Smith. Will not have hidden dev, but still going to be a necessary D tackle to add to the mix. 120 in true value, got him at 71, but I still think he'll be nice depth for us going forward. So that's going to be where I end this draft. And overall, unfortunately, trading Danielle Hunter sucked, but I think it was still a decent offseason as we prepare to pay CJ Stroud and whatever cap we'll have. We're going to definitely have more cap casualties. He's not going to be the last one. But let's take a look at the recap. So we had a 79 overall, which is as good as it can get if you trade a guy like Danielle Hunter. 75 left tackle, I feel good about that. 73 linebacker, 72. So yeah, overall, I think that was a pretty solid draft for what we had to do, but let's go take a look at it together all in full. So if we generate best lineup, this is what you got. So the offensive line looks a little bit better with obviously Josiah Thompson starting at left tackle now, Braden Smith on the other side, the Deke. Jaden Higgins will play a bigger role this year with obviously Tank Dell gone. And the biggest thing that we need to make sure of that obviously we are going to be, playing a different playbook on both sides for that matter, because I'm really disappointed by the stats on each side, which really sucked. So I'm going to go with base 4-3. We're going to leave the offensive. I actually might change this, although maybe not. Okay, so What offense do we want to run today is the question. So for defensive playbook, I always like running Buffaloes when I'm running a 4-3. I feel like that always gives me good stats and all that. As far as offense is concerned, you know, there's a variety of offenses love to run, but I mean, we could run Buffaloes, but I probably won't do that. There's KCs, which I actually feel pretty good about me running KCs because we did just get Kenyon Sadiq to get the tight end heavily involved. Dallas's sounds okay, but I do think I'm going to run KC's playbook, so we're going to do that. So KC and Buffalo's playbooks to hopefully have a much better sim in year number 2. Year 1 was so bad, and obviously Stroud needs to put up better stats, needs to be better, and we'll see if that fixes what we got last year, because that really sucked. So if this is another disappointing season, though, and this team doesn't make the playoffs and Stroud is just subpar, is there a chance we don't re-sign him? I don't know. I don't know if I could go that far. That would be really tough to do. And I really hope, I like CJ Stroud. I'm rooting for him to turn his career back around, obviously after the lowest point has gotten to it in his career so far. He's still young, but let's send to the end of year 2, and let's hope and pray that this time around the sim will be much more fair to us, and hopefully Will Anderson will have such a good season and this team will just excel, but we'll see what happens. So at the end of year 2, things did not get much better. I don't know what it is, but today we cannot seem to get a good sim with the Texans. Even running some of my favorite playbooks, it did not seem to change anything. So we do not have any league leaders at all, but if we take a look at the stats, you had a 26th ranked offense. Man, I really don't know what to do with Stroud right now. Defensively, though, we were top 10, so that's good. 22 and 19, man. I don't know if I can justify re-signing this guy. I don't know, man. I really hate to do that, though. 2 touchdowns, 837 yards from Montgomery. Nico Collins had 1,000 yards. Sadiq with 900, which is good. Higgins with 880. Sacks-wise, he did get 11 from Will Anderson, which is good. That's, you know, more like it. Logan Hall was 6.5. Dylan Stewart, he had 1 sack all season, so that's kind of disappointing. But Lasser with 3 interceptions, 2 from Aziz Al-Share, 2 from Stingley, 1 and 1. Yeah, man, just absolutely disappointing. I might change this to a 3-4 as well, I will say, this offseason, but depending on what our cap situation is, this might be a crazy thing to do, but I don't know, man. CJ Stroud, we'll see. If we have money, then I'll probably re-sign him, but he has just been a shell of himself. Cannot give me, okay, $65.5 million. There is justification to re-sign him, but the Lions beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl MVP is Rasheem Biles. I don't even know who that is. Probably a guy from the draft class I'm not aware of. But Jamar Chase, Abdul Carter, Ahmad Hardy, David Stone, Joe Burrow, Liam Cohen. So I'm just ready to get into free agency because, yeah, this was just a mess once again. So $65.5 million. Lasser's a free agent. Bullock's a free agent. Stroud's a free agent. So clearly, I mean, I'm 100% all in on re-signing the first 2 guys to start things off. Lasser and Bullock absolutely have to be re-signed. I probably still will re-sign Stroud because, like, I don't think there'll be an easy path to replace Stroud right now, even if we wanted to. So, but Bullock and, you know, yeah, we get those 2 back, which is big time. There could be a quarterback sitting in free agency, and, you know, that's great and all, but do we really risk that? I don't think you do. I think we just got to bring him back and hope and pray that something can change this thing for him. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but let's take a look at the salaries to see if there's anybody to easy, you know. This is probably where we restructure somebody. So, like, we could restructure $25.5 million. Nico Collins could probably restructure for another 13. So we'll do that. And that gives us a lot more money to work with. And yes, I will resign Stroud. I'm not feeling too overly confident about it, though, because he has not showed me a whole lot to be excited about. But we did it anyway. So $29 million. Still a little bit of money to work with in free agency to play with. So we'll see if we can get another guy to maybe come in and be interesting. Jahmyr Gibbs is a free agent, it looks like. That'd be kind of funny if we sign Jahmyr Gibbs. That way, you know, Montgomery is just behind Gibbs again. Sadiq is up to X Factor, so, you know, with Ryan Sheep's playbook, we got Sadiq up, which is good. Defensively, Aziz Al-Share is up to Superstar Dev, but I was telling you guys, I was kind of considering changing this to a 3-4 going into next year. I think I'm going to do that, and then we're going to run Seattle's playbook. I think I'm going to bring everything, all hands on deck. I want this defense to be as dominant as they should be. If I can find Seattle's, I may have passed it a couple times already, but Cleveland's, Cincinnati's, I don't want that. Seattle, where are you? I'm going to find it in due time. There it is. Okay, we could run Pittsburgh as well. Always love running theirs when I'm running 3-4, but I'm going to go with Mike McDonald's playbook this year. So that makes this defense kind of look like this, and I think this looks a little bit better. I like that actually a lot. So Rusaw, Aziz Al-Share play big roles, and then obviously we didn't have a ton of depth at linebacker anyway. So yeah, that feels good to me. Offensively, let's just see what's available in free agency to maybe upgrade this offense even further. So, of course, as I said, now, funny enough, there is 2 really good quarterbacks in free agency. I don't know why they make it here all the time, but they do. I do have the ability to do the funniest thing ever. I'm not going to lie. Troy Franklin, Nick Bolton, Deron Payne. Do I need another receiver, or do I feel good about what I have at home? So Franklin could be interesting. I don't mind Noel, but if we brought in Troy Franklin, I mean, is there a path to getting Franklin and Gibbs? Like, I don't know. Gibbs is interested in coming here. We can reunite Sonic and Knuckles. I would feel good about that. So Gibbs, we are his #1 offer. So I think we might be doing the funniest thing ever. Franklin, I do want to sign Franklin too. I want to give Stroud no excuses next year. I want to give him absolutely no excuses. This team needs to be a playoff team next year. There's no reason not to be. So that should give us enough to sign Troy Franklin, and we'll still have the draft as well. So Jahmyr Gibbs and Troy Franklin to give CJ Stroud as many weapons as possible to not, have any excuses at all. You have to put on a good season, CJ freaking Stroud. We got to do something, man. You got to show me something. So Gibbs is going to sign, and Franklin did not choose us. I wasn't glitched, and I couldn't even see anything anymore. As you can see, the top bar is missing. So we did all that for nothing. But Gibbs being brought in already upgrades this offense tenfold. So, yeah. That's fantastic. But let's see if there's anybody else, maybe at wide receiver, that would be interesting to bring in. Of course, as you can see, I can't even see the top bar right now, but Adonai Mitchell, there really isn't anything special here. So is there someone in free agency to sign, though? Like, there's Byron Young, but we don't really need another edge rusher. Deron Payne. Actually, Deron Payne, adding him to this D tackle room, I think sounds good. So, all right. Again, Madden's glitching. Do I get Deron Payne? I don't know. It's not showing me. Okay, we got him. All right. So I do feel as if, again, I do feel bad for what I just did to David Montgomery, but at the end of the day, I want to give Stroud no excuses. He has Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield with him now. KC's playbook clearly did not work out. I will run Buffalo's this year. I'm going to do it. Buffalo's playbook is what we'll run this year. Stroud, I know you can do it, man. I know you can show me something. We'll see. We shall see. Let's get in the draft. Still have that. We'll still have a decent pick. And, man, let's just make sure that things go as good as possible. But we need a playoff berth in year 3 in the worst way possible. So 3rd time in a row where it feels like we're picking in the top 10, which I don't like that at all. So you do have another offensive lineman, which I'm actually kind of considering. Corner also, man, we could really make this secondary disgusting. But I do think continuing to build this offensive line makes a ton of sense. Braden Smith's at the right tackle. So I guess if we draft one of these guys, they can move into the inside. So Michael Fusasi, I don't know how to say it, but I'm going to bring him in and probably move him inside to left guard, number 5 in true value. So we invest in protecting CJ Stroud. So again, giving him absolutely no excuses going to next year. We already are running some pretty good playbooks that I think should bring the best out of Stroud, hopefully. Blake Purchase, we could take another D tackle that we were kind of considering. So Kevin Wynn, we'll bring him in as well here in the 2nd round. 95 in true value, got him at 41. Only going to be normal dev, unfortunately, but still going to be necessary depth for that D tackle room. And then in draft round number 3, we have Desir, Levitt, or Elijah Lofton. Do we just bring in like another weapon? No, we have 2 tight ends to feel good about. You know what? Hidden dev edge rusher. Cannot be mad at that here in round 3. So we'll take him. 9 true value, got him at 73. Good depth, and now we end it there. So let's go take a look at the draft recap. Look at the lineup. Please, for the love of everything, can we make the playoffs in year 3? Can we do it? Is it possible? So 78 overall left tackle, 73 D tackle, and 73 edge rusher, 72 wide receiver. So pretty good stuff there all around, but now it's time to move, obviously, that left tackle we just drafted somewhere on the interior of the offensive line because, yeah, 88 overall, though, 91 defense, 88 offense. I mean, really just need to be, I don't know. We're going to have to figure this out. But let's move Michael inside to left guard. That might, put Wyatt Teller on the bench or whatever, but I would be fine with it if, Michael is so much better. Obviously, him and who was the other? Thompson. Yeah, that looks fine to me. So we'll do that. That looks good. Wyatt Teller will start now, apparently. I guess we should move him to right guard since he's listed as 71 now. So he'll move to right guard, and then we'll be ready for year number 3 with the hopes that this team is going to finally show us something. So change the playbooks to another, set of playbooks this year. Stroud, you have Jahmyr Gibbs, you have Sadiq, you have Higgins, you have Thompson, you have Noel, you have Nico Collins still. Your offensive line's gotten better. Gibbs and Montgomery, you got Sonic and Knuckles now. Rusa, Aziz Al-Sher, Deron Payne, McDonald, Sheldon Rankin, Stingley, Lasser, Petrie, Bullock, Reed Blankenship. There is so much talent here. No reason this team cannot be in the playoffs in year 3. I will see you guys hopefully with a playoff berth at the end of season number 3. Do you believe in miracles? Because it has happened. We finish up at 14-3 and make the playoffs finally. We have league leaders anywhere. Will Anderson, 16 sacks. Basically what I wanted to see from him all video. He gets to the 16 sacks, 3rd in the league and leading that. Offensively, 18th in the NFL, so not too bad there. And then defensively, top 3, which is great. So Jahmyr Gibbs came in and brought in an edge that we needed. 33-9 from CJ Stroud, so not a bad season. First one we've seen where it felt really good about. 1,200 yards from Jahmyr Gibbs, 9 touchdowns. Montgomery sitting behind him again, 244 and 2 touchdowns. Nico Collins with 1,100 yards, 700 from Noel and 700 from Higgins, and 400 from Sadiq with 7 touchdowns. Defensively, again, we saw 16.5 sacks from Will Anderson, and Dylan Stewart, kind of showed us something this year as well with 11. So love to see that. 5.5 from Rusaw, 5 from Deron Payne, and 4 from Wade Woodaz. And then Jalen Petrie, 4 interceptions, 3 from Wade, and then 2 from Kalen Bullock, 2 from Stingley, 1, 1, and 1. And then how many forced fumbles did we have to happen? 3 from Anderson, 2 from Ramsey, 2 from Lassiter, 1 from Aziz, and 1 from Blankenship. So really good stuff, and we actually get to rest during wildcard weekend. That's fantastic. I believe in miracles. 14-3. Here's what your bracket is going to look like. So if the Bills happen to beat the Ravens, we'll automatically play them. That could be scary. Or maybe be looking at playing the Bengals or the Titans. So, it would be fun to play our division rival, the Tennessee Titans, but let's see what happens. It is going to be the Bengals. So we play the Cincinnati Bengals. Dax Hill and Connor Lew are out for them on the other side. We have no injuries report. So let's go ahead and jump in and play this Bengals team. And hopefully we can come out here and get a win since we have finally made the damn playoffs. So here we are at NRG Stadium. We obviously know the Bengals are going to come in and bring it. So we better hope we do as well. So we get off to start with the ball and it's 0-0. And I thought we were about to score. We have good field position. Finally do something though. 7-3. I felt like we could have scored a long time ago, but 10-7. Bengals respond with their touchdown again, though. We're going to have to score a lot in this game at 17-14. Yeah, it's going to have to be a high-scoring game for us to win this one. Or we're going to have to score a lot, I should say. 21-17, and it's going to be 21-24. There we go. Can we put them away here on this drive? No, it's 28-24. Can we go respond? We do not. 3 minutes left in this one. So I think we come out here and try to respond then. So we obviously have a man named Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. So I don't know why I just put on True Clock. We're down right now, so let's not do that. So halfback dive, though, is where we're going to start this thing off. Nico Collins could be pressed on the left side, though, but that safety is probably helping, so I won't worry about that right now. Gibbs wearing number 33 does look really weird. So nice broken tackle, but unfortunately didn't get a whole lot after that. He has 56 yards on the day, only 11 rushes, though. So he's ran pretty well, but we haven't given him the ball a lot. I'm going to go back to him again, though. I'm going to see if we can get another nice chunk. Not a lot there this time. 3rd and 3. So that didn't really work out. So we're about to get to the 2-minute warning. And we'll see if we can't get a first down in this next play. So we are, like I said, running Bill's playbook right now. So I'll definitely be staring for Nico Collins here. And we'll see if he just gets open. Or we can go Sadiq as well. I think we have Sadiq for a first down, so we'll just do that. Going to get more than just a first down. Get a decent juke out of it. Can we get another playoff for the 2-minute warning? Stroud has 3 touchdowns on the day. I think we can get one more playoff for the 2-minute warning. Are they ready for the boomerang play action wheel? I'm not ready for it, so I'm not running it. I'm just going to run it before the 2-minute warning with Stroud, or sorry, Gibbs. And oh my gosh, man, I was thinking I was going to house that for a second, but not quite. Okay, so nice run. Get it, down to 2nd and 2. I'm going to throw Nico on this go route, and we're going to see if they leave him open. Instead, though, I'm just going to hit Sadiq for a first down, 1st and 10. So we are already in field goal range. Obviously, we're down 4, so that doesn't really help us in this scenario. But, all right, let's see. We're going to keep trying to press the issue. They might be leaving Nico on an island here. Let's see what that safety decides to do. And they do indeed do that. And they gave me way too much time in the pocket. As long as it's a good throw, Nico is going to come down with it. And that's going to get us up 3 as long as we make the extra point. So let's see if our defense has to stop, obviously. And they do. So we stop them. They have no timeouts remaining, and this game is over. So 28-31, we're going to beat the Bengals in the divisional round, and we're heading to the AFC Championship game. That was the most clean victory we could have gotten, so love that. High-scoring affair, but CJ Stroud gets it done. 4 touchdowns for each quarterback, so this would have been a very entertaining playoff game to watch at home. No picks on either side, so just really good offense. 62 yards for Jahmyr Gibbs. Would love to see our defense play a little bit better, but obviously Joe Burrow, he's elite. So Deebo Samuel, wow, 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nico had 2 touchdowns, 129 yards and 10 receptions. Higgins had 9 receptions, 170 yards, and a touchdown. So very good game. A lot of offense, obviously. Kenny McDonald with 2 sacks, 1 from Anderson, 1 from Deron Payne, and 1 from Dexter Lawrence. So a lot of great defensive players in this one, but not a lot of good defense. But let's go ahead and get into the AFC Championship game, and we shall see if we can't... No, obviously, I forgot to mention that Stroud has been to the divisional round plenty of times and, has lost every single time. But we finally win a divisional weekend for him, and we do have an injury, and it's going to be to Aiden Fisher. That's fine then. Okay, let's get the AFC Championship game. So this time it's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders coming to town. So the Raiders, ever since, they got Mendoza in the draft, they have played pretty well in the Madden sim, but let's see if we have, okay, they're up 10-0 just like that. So we better wake up here, 10-7. Defense, holds them to another field goal, so we can still take the lead here, but we do not. What about on this drive? Nope. What about this drive? What about, okay, 18 seconds left in the second quarter. I'm going to make sure we get some points here because I feel like sometimes when, it feels like the most obvious time to get points, Madden just doesn't come away with points in the sim. So let's see if we can't get some points here. I mean, we can settle for a field goal, obviously, but I'm going to give Nico a shot, and boom, that was easy. So just like that, we'll get a touchdown. And that corner was running way too off of Nico, and that was, really easy shot to take there. So we take the lead before the half, and it is 13-14, good field position, and we go do nothing with it. Man, why can't we ever score? There we go. Go score. There we go. They're 21, and it is going to be 21-13, and they are going to tie it up. So 21-21, 3 minutes and 41 seconds left. So I think it's safe to say that we just try to get Gibbs and this Texans team in field goal range and just kick this one to win it if we can. So let's start off with a simple run to Jahmyr Gibbs. This one isn't going to go very far, but yeah, we didn't get nothing. The Gibbs has, some wear and tear, even though I literally have that off, but, it still pops up anyway. All right, so let's go to halfback base now, and let's try that again, unless we see something we like. I'm going to try to run it again. I won't go away from it just yet. It's a tied game, so it's definitely, yeah, not great. Okay, 3rd and 8. He has not run very well, so the Raiders have kind of hammered him in, I will say. All right, well, we're going to try this again, and we're going to see if we can't get a first down here. 3rd and 8. We're going to have to punt if we don't convert this, of course. I think we have a first down here, maybe. I didn't quite turn upfield. Now, this is a decision to be made. Pete Carroll on the other side. 4th and 1. Am I a psychopath? I am. I am a psychopath. And I'm also going to throw Nico on this go route. And we're going to see if they leave him open. They are going to... Oh, I didn't get it off, though. Yeah, I deserve this. I deserve this. This is what I get. They blitz me, and they are going to take the field goal lead. I deserve that. All right, well, we still have time to respond, at least. Okay. I was the psycho. I decided to go for it. It did not work out whatsoever. And now we have to respond, so we will definitely do that. So, oh my gosh, I was clicking a button, and I clicked it too fast because it didn't register. Max Crosby gets home, sacks me. And now we're looking pretty, we're kind of melting right now. But that's okay. We can still wake up here. So, oh yeah, I still have Chew Clock on like an idiot as well. But Nico, you're going to save the day here, aren't you? And he is. And does he get out of bounds? No, but we have that timeout. So let's make sure we turn off Chew Clock. But man, Nico Collins has definitely bailed me out a couple times here because we needed that in the worst way possible. But we are in field goal range now. Of course, we have no timeout remaining. If I could have gotten Nico out of bounds, that would have been big time. But unfortunately, could not get him there. All right, we cannot take a sack. I'm going to again just go to Nico in the corner. And oh my gosh, he was about to moss number 3. That would have been awesome. I'm going to take some more shots, though. 2nd and 10. I want to go for the win here. I believe in Nico. I'm spamming Nico, and it's worked out a couple times. We do have Sadiq as well to consider. Well, let's see. I'm spamming Nico again. Nico, I believe in you. There's a PI. Oh my gosh. There's no way we just got a PI drawn. That's crazy, actually. Pass interference on the defense. Wow. I'll take it. We're on the 1 yard line. Now, this is risky business, but we got to go for this at least once, right? Let's make sure we gotta try. Okay, stick play. I got sacked in this play last time, so we're gonna make sure to get this off a lot faster. I'm staring Sadiq down. Sadiq, I believe in you to be open. Sadiq, he hung on. Oh my gosh, I didn't think he hung on to that for a second. Let's go. So 24-27, and we are going to win this thing. So that was pretty scary, but Sadiq comes through and he hangs on. 28-24. Nico Collins, I freaking love you. Bailed me out so many times in this situation. 4 touchdowns from Stroud in this one. Mendoza had 2. He also had 2 interceptions. He had 63 yards from Ashton G.T. Gibbs, of course, didn't do too much. Nico with, again, a good game. 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then Sadiq had a touchdown. Gibbs had a touchdown. And then defensively, not a whole lot of... I mean, there were some sacks, but nobody had like double digits or anything. And Petrie, Chin, And last year, all had the interceptions. But okay, let's get to the Super Bowl. We're getting Stroud to the Super Bowl, and I believe in Stroud to make it happen for us. So we got ourselves a Niners and Texans Super Bowl. Obviously, the Niners have been to the Super Bowl a few times and lost every time lately anyway. And then the Texans, I don't believe even have a Lombardi in their franchise's history. We get an interception, though, to start things off from Wade. I don't know who Wade is, but he's been very good. But unfortunately, we got a touchdown off, or a field goal off of it, but we get a touchdown on that second drive. And we're up 17-7. So good start. Interception for Blankenship. I think it's safe to say our defense is coming to play, but our offense is not converting too many points off these turnovers. But still, another turnover. Brock Purdy is playing abysmal football right now, which is what we need. But we got to make sure we, put on some damn points to pile this lead on. And we cannot seem to do that. But our defense seems to just be all over the Niners so far. So it really does not matter. Wow, neither team has scored in it feels like forever. So 3 minutes left. I don't think they have enough time to respond, and that should be all she wrote. So just like that. A lot easier that time. There was no need for me to jump in that time. And we are going to bring a Super Bowl to the Houston Texans. Brock Purdy was absolutely abysmal in that one. There were so many interceptions that looked like there and fumbles and all that. But that is where I end it. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I will see y'all in the next Madden rebuild. Of course, Madden 27 right around the corner. Thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.